Do you believe today that the right of privacy does exist in the Constitution?
Senator, I do. The right to privacy is protected under the Constitution in various ways. It's protected by the Fourth Amendment, which provides that the right of people to be secure in their persons, houses, effects, and papers is protected. It's protected under the First Amendment, dealing with prohibition on establishment of a religion and guarantee of free exercise. It protects privacy in matters of conscience. It was protected by the framers in areas that were of particular concern to them that may not seem so significant today. The Third Amendment, protecting their homes against the quartering of troops.
When the question arises, where in the Constitution is the right to privacy guaranteed, most people will indeed point to the First, Fourth, and Ninth Amendments as indicators that the right to privacy is guaranteed. However, those that have an extremely literal interpretation of the Constitution will argue that it isn't guaranteed due to the fact that the framers did not directly write it down on the Constitution. And thus, the right to privacy as a whole in certain areas is not guaranteed. Now, why would people not want the right to privacy guaranteed or argue that it isn't guaranteed in the Constitution? Well, it is probably due to the fact that they may believe that that national security should be prioritized over one's individual privacy. And thus, if national security is under threat, the government should be able to intrude one's privacy in order to obtain information that would benefit society as a whole.
The right to privacy should be important to everyone, as privacy is a fundamental component of freedom. If we lack privacy, we lack basic freedom and free will. If we look at history, we can see that almost all repressive governments violated their citizens' privacy in some form or manner. Even today, this trend continues. As we can see in this map, the darker red countries are countries that censor their internet more heavily than others. And we can see that these countries also have more oppressive governments. This trend continues throughout history and will continue in the future. And thus, we can come to the conclusion that if privacy is violated, then freedom is restricted. The advancement and expansion of technology now provides a new obstacle for citizens of any nation, as the government and other organizations now have new ways to spy on their citizens, ways that have never ever been seen before in history. Smartphones make it very easy for people to track where you are, to find out your phone numbers, and to find out other personal information. The right to privacy has been involved in several controversial Supreme Court cases, such as Roe v. Wade, which has dealt with abortion. Abortion has been a topic of national debate, and the right to privacy is often used as an argument for those that support it. People who believe that the right to privacy should not be guaranteed for every aspect of one's life will cite moments in which national security is under threat. And in these cases, such as those of terrorist attacks or when nuclear weapons are being pointed towards the nation, they believe that the government should have the ability to access one's personal information in order to find out if they are participating in a terrorist attack or providing information and intelligence to foreign governments and organizations. One of the many reasons why confidence and trust between the American people and the federal government is so low today is not only due to the fact that Washington is associated with corruption and scandals, but also due to the fact that many people believe that the government has grown so large to the point where it is intruding onto one's personal privacy. The breaking of privacy by the government is one of the biggest issues Americans have today with it. The government's invasion into people's personal privacy will definitely make it more abusive and authoritarian over time. If the government wants to restore its image among its citizens, it should definitely find a way to make sure that their right to privacy is guaranteed. There are a lot of Americans that are aware that with the improvement of technology, their privacy has been increasingly under threat. But at the same time, there are many Americans who are not as aware, and often the right to privacy's importance is often downplayed. We should definitely take steps towards bringing more awareness to the threats that are present towards the right to privacy. And maybe this way we can prevent all the abuses that may occur.